guys, welcome back to Piston.my. Today we are here at Sepang International Circuit with the all-new Honda Civic FE generation. I just drove this car. I'll tell you that it really goes as well as it looks. It's a fantastic looking car, isn't it? And it actually drives really well as well. The interior is beautiful. Honda has come a long way with the Civic, but it still retains its sporting character. It's a very nice car to drive. Today, I also have a guest with me, and that's the current generation Honda Civic. And in this angle shows you how well the new Honda Civic has developed. Look at it. It has evolved very nicely. It's a much more handsome car than the previous generation. Not to say that there was anything wrong with the previous generation Civic anyway. It's just a lot better. We are about a month away from the actual launch of the new Civic, and Honda is not telling us much whether there will be more variants than just the RS. That's what we got to drive today, the RS variant. How do you tell it apart? Well, it has almost blacked out everything. It has a blacked out front end over here. It has blacked out lights over here. It has blacked out spotlights over here, the spotlight housing. It has, if you come to the side, it has blacked out wheels, it has blacked out mirrors, it has blacked out door handles, it has blacked out everything. That's basically how you tell the RS apart. Very handsome car, isn't it? I can't tell you whether there are going to be more variants than this, but knowing Honda Malaysia, it's definitely going to be about 3 or 4 variants when they actually launch this car. I heard sometime in about a month's time. Let's talk about the engine now. It still is powered by the same 1.5 litre turbocharged engine that was in the previous generation Civic. But before we get to that, and if I have your attention up to this point, then do consider subscribing to our channel so that we can continue to bring you more awesome videos. Now back to the engine. As I said, it's still the same 1.5 litre turbocharged engine that was powering the previous generation Civic. And it, however, is more powerful right now. It's 7 horsepower more powerful as well, and it produces 20 Newton meters more torque for a total output of 182 PS and a mind-boggling 214 Newton meters of torque from a Civic. It's amazing. So this engine, previously, as we found out in the previous generation, can be quite economical. Right now though, it's economical and it's quite fun to drive. It's still mated to a 7-speed CVT gearbox, but as I found out earlier while I was driving this car, it's much more refined. You still get that elastic feel, but it's not as noisy as it was before. Honda has managed to dumb down the noise factor from the CVT gearbox. Let's go check out the inside. Now before we step inside the new Honda Civic, I would like to bring your attention to the A and C pillars. Check out how it dramatically rises over here as compared to the previous generation model where it sort of just swoops over here. So what this does is it creates a sense of spaciousness inside, because when it rises dramatically up here, the windows are actually larger as compared to the previous generation model, and this lets in more light. When you have more light, it creates a sense of roominess. The interior is more spacious than before, but it's also the light that goes in that gives you a sense of spaciousness. Now let's step inside for real. The interior of the new Civic is leaps and bounds and galaxies better than the previous generation Civic. I mean, look at it. This honeycomb finishing over here that just hides the air conditioning vents. Now this is a very original touch. I've not seen this anywhere else, and I love these levers over here. This is how you control the air conditioning positioning. This is fantastic, and it feels very nice as well. Everything, this bezel looking dials that control the air conditioning look amazing. They look and feel amazing as well. You know, I read somewhere, somebody said once that the interior of the new Civic feels like BMWs such as the E46 and E90s in terms of quality, at least. And it's true, because in terms of quality, it feels very nice. The seats are fantastic as well, and you know, this is the RS variant, so you get this Alcantara like, this suede like actually finishing over here together with the leather on the side. so it looks and feels very nice actually. And I really appreciate the fact that you get shoulder support as well, so that's really cool, and I really like that. The meter panel is still analog, but with a digital digital finishing, so you get the speedometer reading in digital, the fuel gauge is also digital, and it's what I like about it is that it doesn't overwhelm you with too much information, so you just get the essentials. That's really nice. And then at the center here is a new software. Of course it's touchscreen, if I'm not mistaken. This is about 10 inches. It's quite big actually, but the new software is actually very much easier to use than before. Quality is of course top notch, and of course it comes with the usual such as Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, so that's amazing, and a must have I think in any car. And you also get drive modes right now. You get Eco, Normal and Sport. This is a first in a Honda Civic, which is fantastic. And you know, Honda always creates their interior. It's a human focused approach to the interior, and it's true because everything is just focused on the passengers and the driver, especially the driver. So you don't really have to move your arms so much if you want to control, for example, the air conditioning. And what I really like about the interior is that even to open the boot is just one rectangular button that is located on the door panel right over here. Everything's easy to reach. Everything, you don't have, nothing is hidden out of sight. Everything is just within an arm's reach away, which is very nice. In terms of space, now I always say I'm about 6 feet tall, right? It's spacious. It really is very, very nice. And you get 2 USB slots over here, and then of course this being the RS, top of the line model, so it comes with all the gizmos, so you get a full suite in terms of Honda sensing. So you get lead car departure notification system, which is a new feature. So what this essentially does is that it notifies you when the front car is actually moving away. So you know, if every car had this, there will be no honking at traffic lights anymore to alert the driver that, hey, go la, it's already green. No such thing anymore. And then you get adaptive cruise control, which is always very handy. You get low speed follow. What this does is in dense traffic where it's just low speed, it's flowing traffic, but it's just flowing. So in that sense, you can just turn on the cruise control and it'll just follow the car in front, which is great. You get lane departure warning, nothing new. You get road departure mitigation system. You get lane keep assist system, forward collision warning, collision mitigation braking system, auto high beam. So all these features are part of Honda sensing, and lead car departure notification system is the new addition. Right now you get 9 features to complete the entire Honda sensing suite. And of course you get a host of other safety features as well, like Honda Lane Watch. You get 6 airbags, you get vehicle stability assist, anti-lock braking. Wow, you get a lot of things lah basically. And then of course Honda is really proud about their remote engine start, so that's a nice feature to have as well. So all in all, the interior is a fantastic place to be. Let's go see how the back seats feel. Now the back seats, the Honda Civic, the new Honda Civic, actually quite spacious over here. The front seat is adjusted to my height. Still very comfortable, very nice. And you get 2 USB slots over here, so there's no arguing over who gets to charge their device. And of course you get cup holders over here. Wow, this armrest is actually quite low, but other than that, that's not an issue. I'm just saying, if you notice that the backrest of the seat are actually reclined slightly, this is to create more comfortable sitting position. And notice the thigh supports over here, it actually goes up right almost up to your knee, bottom of your knee, that's what I mean, to create generous thigh support. So what this does is that it creates a very comfortable sitting position. Of course you get other things like ISOFIX and such. Almost all new cars have that, and you get this rear conditioning vents as well. Nice place to be. Let's go see the boot. The new Civic is supposed to be bigger. And wow, there's quite a generous boot space as well. About 2 golf bags, 2.5 golf bags, a stroller easily. Very generous. And it's electronically controlled, but you still got to close it manually. So all in all, the new Honda Civic is obviously matured very well. It's one of those naughty teenagers that ultimately grow up to be a fine young gentleman. That's a Honda Civic for you. And obviously, the design language is an obvious evolution, but it's much more refined. It's elegant now, instead of being sporty and naughty. It's much more elegant. At the point of this video, Honda Malaysia has not told us about the price as yet, but that's something that I will state at the bottom in the description box below. But this is the new Honda Civic. I'm going to take it for a drive, so after this, my driving impressions of the new Honda Civic. For now though, all I can tell you is that a very nice car. Hey guys, we are in Sepang International Circuit again, and this time to drive a very interesting car, the new Honda Civic. And just getting in this car, the interior of this new Civic for the first time, and wow, it's actually a very nice interior. It's like unlike anything, I haven't seen anything like this. The air conditioning vents are very, very cool. They are like, I don't think I've seen anything like this in any other car. And I've read a lot about this, and the general consensus about the interior was that it feels like one of the earlier generation BMWs, the E46, in terms of quality at least, the E46 or even the E90. And I gotta say, it's quite true. The interior is actually very, very nice. Yep. The seats are very comfortable, but the Civic has always had very comfortable seats, so no surprises there. Design is amazing, so quality, fantastic.
I think it's quite cool.
It looks like it's going to age really well as well. Like maybe 10 years down the road, it will still look nice.
Agree.
Time will tell.
Alright, just put the D for now.
Sure.
You can go.
Wow, new software. Seems very easy to use. And so, same as before, it's also powered by a 1.5 litre turbocharged engine. It's basically the same engine that is powering the current generation Civic, but in a different tune.
Okay, stop. You heard that?
Yeah.
Alright.
So the car just.
Correct. So this feature is basically to let you know when the car ahead has moved on.
Okay.
But you're still here.
Alright.
So to tell you that the car has moved on, like the traffic light was.
Yeah.
So,
Perfect for all those people that are on their phone and all. Yeah.
Alright, you can
All right.
whenever you're ready.
Very, very nice. I'm actually very impressed with the interior.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised with how planted the car feels and how agile and sharp the car is.
It's actually a bit lower, right?
Yes, correct.
It's shorter.
Correct. It's longer wheelbase.
Ah, it's a longer wheelbase.
Yeah, but it's actually more planted as well.
Yeah. Wow. Noise insulation is really amazing, and it makes some fancy sounds. It sounds really nice.
Yep.
And I like how thick the steering wheel is, so it feels very nice in your
So
hand.
now you're currently in sports mode, so your steering actually feels a bit more weighted as compared to like normal mode.
Okay. Brakes are probably not as sharp as the current generation Civic, but I know some car makers purposely dial down the responsiveness of the brakes, of the brake field, so it's not so sensitive, and that is to encourage comfort and to create a more luxurious feel, which is what Honda is going with the current generation
What we're going to do
Civic.
now, you see a cone there?
Yeah.
That's where we're going to
Acceleration,
stop.
yeah. Okay. That's what we did earlier as well.
So whenever you're ready, you can stop the car and go.
And I got to say that we did this earlier, the same test that we're about to do. We're about to do an acceleration test on turn 9 at Sepang. If you notice, it's actually an uphill corner. And we did it in the Corolla Altis, we did it in the current generation Civic. The Corolla Altis made a lot of noise but didn't really go anywhere. It took about 3 seconds to realize what you really want. But then after that, the Civic felt a bit more urgent. Now let's see how the current generation Civic feels like.
Do it.
Pedal to the metal. Wow. Responsiveness is better. I really like how it sounds like. It's still powered. The engine is still connected to a CVT gearbox.
So if you notice that the CVT is much faster.
Yeah, the response
more
is
smoother as well.
Yeah.
And it sounds and feels like conventional.
Correct.
Automatic gearbox.
And it's very effortless in the corner. So it's quite sharp in that sense. No understeer just now. Wow. In the Corolla Altis and in the current generation Civic, the tires were screaming. But not in this.
Yep.
Impressive. Slalom test.
45 km.
Okay. So we are about to do a slalom test, and let's see how it feels. Whoa.
Right.
Nice. It's true what the other instructors were saying. It's a lot sharper.
Yep.
And
feels more agile and sharper at the same time, and more planted, even though it's a longer wheelbase.
correct. And it has emergency braking lights as well. That's where the hazard light comes on during hard braking to alert the back car that you are braking quite hard. Actually quite nice. It's producing about 7 horsepower more and 20 Newton meters of torque more than the current generation Civic. But the way this power is delivered and the way the engine sounds, it's very encouraging.
It's a more premium feel to the car, the interior as well.
Yeah.
It's like all rounder.
Correct. Wow.
And obviously the car is fitted with like Michelin's PS4 type.
Oh wow. That comes standard? Michelin PS4?
Yep, correct.
Nice. I turned in a little too early there.
It's okay. So you made it.
Yeah. One more lap?
Yeah, go 2 more laps.
Oh, nice.
Keep all the way up. Go wide, and power.
Nice. Very, very nice. So handling is much, much more improved. It still has that sporty character that the Civic is so well known for, but it has actually matured at the same time as well. I'm doing about 170 kilometers right now, dropping the anchor, and yeah,
effortless, right?
yeah, totally effortless. What I really like about this is how eager it is. So like I said, even though it has matured, but the sporting character has not faded. This is like an adult that refused to grow up. Woo. Braking hard.
It's a fun car to drive.
Yeah, no doubt. But you still get an elastic feel from that CVT gearbox. But that's a typical character of the CVT gearbox anyway. It's just that it's more refined now than in the previous generation Civic. I'm not really a fan of CVT gearboxes, but gotta say that you really don't get that droning sound that CVT gearboxes are so well known for. Going wide, there you go. Nice. It's so effortless.
Yeah.
But you don't really feel anything in the seats as well. You don't get any vibrations.
If you notice something, if you look outside, look at the A pillars, they look more thinner.
Yeah.
You have a better view of the outside.
Correct. But of course, you're in Sepang, you can argue that there's not going to be any drama because the tarmac is so nice. But still, it's a highlight of what the car is capable of doing. It does it really well.
Technically, we're comparing apple to apple.
Yeah, correct. Overshot the braking.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Still made it.